that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see.
You should have known this was going to happen.
I should have, yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Condolences.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah,
It's a bad
you can
deal.
laugh. You can laugh. It's fine. It's fine. Everybody's laughing.
It was good while it lasted.
It was a great car while it lasted. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Bye, old friend. Hello, good
Wizard.
friend.
Oh, wizard. Oh, wizard. Yes, it was a very sad funeral we had last weekend for my 1995 Ferrari F355 that tragically burned in a horrible fire. And you're probably wondering, what the heck is it doing here in my mechanic shop, the Car Wizard, here in Newton, Kansas, since it caught fire and burned in California? Well, I shipped it here. I shipped it back. I actually bought this car back from the insurance company, not because I'm a moron, but because my friend Tavarish, Freddie, YouTuber, is a moron. He wanted this car. Now, there was a little bit of a scary moment because initially the insurance company said that I could keep the car and keep it as a salvage title, but then they changed their mind and said that it needed to have a certificate of destruction because it's too far gone. This was after I told Freddie that he could have the car, and he paid me for it. But a little bit of wrangling, a little back and forth, they actually changed their mind again because they were going to get a lot more money for the car with me buying it than selling it as a certificate of destruction. So I have it. It's here. And it's just as tragic looking as it was in California. Now today we're going to do a little CSI. The Car Wizard has actually been looking at this car for the last week. He's been weeping in a corner during his lunch breaks after viewing this car, and he has a theory as to what happened, which kind of goes against what we initially thought happened. Also in this video, we are going to take a look at Apollo 911, my 1999 Porsche 911 that had its motor blow on the track, just like it did a year ago with its original Porsche engine, and then again with its LS swapped engine. I had a bad month last month. It was rough, but we really don't know what happened. So we're going to drain the oil out, drop the pan, and take a look at the bottom end because it was knocking down there pretty good. Boy, Wizard, isn't this tragic?
Yeah, it's very, very sad. I've cried a lot of crocodile tears over this deal. Really, the sad part for me is before it left for California, I had it running absolutely perfect. You drove it all over the place.
Yeah, 1,000 trouble-free miles, and was really excited to drive it up the California coast, and it burned. And it really, there was nothing for us to know that this was going to happen. Obviously, Parker didn't know that this was going to happen, but he thought that it was the power steering that had come loose. The cap was spinning freely, and he thought that's what he was smelling. Wizard seems to think it's something else that started this fire, so.
Yeah, the cap's still intact. The reservoir's still here.
Yeah.
The cap hasn't come off. That's what all this melted goo is. My theory is there's these fuel lines. It's common for the fuel block to have issues or the crimp on the fuel lines, and they're all, if you squeeze them, you can hear crusty inside of it.
Yeah.
They're just charred. And you can see where the rust is on the body. The fire started, I believe, right in front of the motor right here and went out on both sides. A filler neck that goes from the fuel tank all the way up to it's the filler pipe. It's rubber. It's all gone.
Yeah, so when you fill it up with gas, there was a rubber line going there. So once it really got to that tank, it was just...
It's just a bomb. Boof.
Wow.
And the oil is all boiled out, gone.
Really?
They say that this is what space smells like.
Ooh, it smells charred. And Ferrari issued a recall for this to move the fuel lines back, but if you're paying attention, you can kind of tell if the fuel line's rubbing or not. And when you did that work down there with the heat exchanger, this was something that you looked at. It wasn't rubbing, or that you saw.
No fuel lines rubbing or anything.
The thing is, the previous owner before me, or the one before that, or the one before that, didn't fix this recall. And there's no Ferrari dealer in Kansas. Even though it's a free repair, it would have cost me over $1,000 round trip just to send it off to have this free repair done at Ferrari, just in shipping. And we were planning on doing this and making a number of other improvements while we had the engine out, because we planned on dropping the engine really right about now.
Yeah.
When I got back from California from this trip was going to be when I did the major, because it was due and we were going to do a lot of while you're there kind of stuff. So I feel bad that I procrastinated a little bit and this happened, but I mean, who would have thought? It's been like that since it was new. It's sad. It's just going to be a crazy, crazy job to bring this thing back, because you also have the electronic suspension here.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that's going to get revived, so you'd have to do normal coilovers, I guess, would be the cheap way to go.
Yeah.
So that's just gelatinous.
The ignition modules are all blobs.
Yeah, you'd need a standalone, kind of an aftermarket, probably fuel and engine system.
What's really going to kill someone's pocketbook is this interior pieces.
Right. Yeah, the top. Ooh, okay. Well, Parker was a little shorter than me. Yeah. Oh, that's definitely poking on the back, burned leather. Ouch.
Don't cut yourself.
You have there's no clutch. Still have a brake pedal.
The brakes are still good?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. And it rolled and steered in here just fine, didn't it?
Yeah.
Macintosh stereo definitely got charred a little bit. And then there's condensation. Oh, that's not condensation. I thought that was condensation, but it's actually the plastic that shattered from the heat.
Yeah.
And all the climate control system down here there's some of it left. You can make out what it is, but it's obviously gone. Oh boy. And then the nose would have been perfect, except the firefighters took an axe to it. Yeah, I guess it's standard practice for firefighters to take an axe to the nose to blow the airbags or something. Someone can explain why they do that, but
here's the grill.
yeah, they dented the crap out of the grill too, but I bet this could be hammered out and fixed. Still, this is the only part that wasn't hurt, and now it needs help there too. And inside, it seems just totally untouched. It's almost like finding a room in a house that had burned to the ground, and then you open up a closet and all your clothes are in there are fine, you know?
Yeah.
It's weird. That Macintosh
Really weird.
amp's probably fine. So there is some hope for this car. I think Tavares can do something with it. I don't know. I would be really reluctant to try and save that engine set up there. Probably an LS swap would be smarter. I say that, and then my LS swap 911 is
Grenaded.
yeah, so we'll continue on this tour de fail over to the 911. So if you didn't catch this video, right after the Ferrari burning down video, I took this car on a track day for the first time since LS swapping it. It's been great for a year, but I'd never taken it on a track day, which is what originally killed the Porsche engine in this car. And it failed again. It lasted all of 11 minutes before oil pressure went down with very little warning, and immediately the engine started knocking. Maybe it can be an easier fix. Maybe the engine has to come out for a whole rebuild. It's probably not good, but
I think it's a rod knocking. It sounds like to me.
knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Kind of sounds like bagpipes, actually. Very appropriate for this funeral procession today. Well, this is another sad one for you, Wizard, huh? A lot of labor of love
Yeah.
making this happen for me.
It ran super.
It did.
It's just very sad. I'm curious to what happened here.
Yeah, well, so what are we going to do to CSI this one?
We're going to take off this oil cooler up here, the oil filter, drain the oil, and just line the bolts all the way around and
Drop a pan?
drop the pan. It's pretty easy on this one.
Okay.
Drain the oil pan here. Whew. awfully thick.
Mm-hmm.
See the sparklies?
I sure do. Yep, little metal shavings.
Great. So this does have baffles in it.
All right, explain what this does, these channels here.
It keeps all the oil from going to one side. It takes a long time for it to all channel to one side. By that time, you may have gone into another turn.
And this is backwards, so keep in mind the motor is mounted backwards, so we're going the opposite of what they designed this to do as far as the G-force is pulling. So this back pull right here.
So the pickup tube was right in here.
Yeah.
And if you're going full throttle, the oil's going to be up into here.
And the pickup tube's this?
Yep. Well, there's bearing material right there.
Oh, geez.
There's more.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Yikes.
Well, let's get this windage tray off and see what it looks like in there. Trying to isolate which one was clunking and knocking in there.
So you can rotate it around and kind of tell?
Or you just go back and forth.
I see.
Oh, I think I see it. See how this one's all black.
Hmm.
Some good compression.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. So this is like a bronze color, and this one's black. This one got extremely hot. There's material.
So why would it be the one right in the middle? That didn't explain the baffle thing. That the baffle thing doesn't make sense on this theory. For it to be a middle one, that shouldn't matter. Just a random
spun a bearing.
Random death. So you can't fix it without, you have to take the whole motor out, right?
Yeah, I have to take the crank out. I have to take the whole motor out.
Oh boy. So how much do you think that would be to fix?
Parts and labor, probably a few grand.
Really?
2,500, $3 grand.
A lot of time. There's no reason for me to go through and do all of this again. Dropping out the motor, getting it all fixed, putting it back in, except just to have a running car again. But really, I've kind of lost interest at this point. I know that sounds terrible. This is sort of the mascot for my channel, my first major build, but I'm kind of over it. Honestly, I think I'm going to offer it up as is. If any of you want it, probably 10 grand as it sits. I'm putting the stock wheels back on, peeling the stickers off. And if I don't get that, then I'll have the Wizard fix it at some point and sell it for a whole lot more. I'm kicking my cans down the road. The 355 is somebody else's problem. I'll definitely enjoy watching that with Tavares. I've already bought another Ferrari, so the blow's cushion there, and it's kind of the same with this. I've actually already bought another Porsche to replace it because, yeah, I know. Wizard, you got a little song you can sing again to end this one? He doesn't want to sing anymore, but I guess I'll end it here. Thank you for watching, and I know you guys have sent a lot of condolences for the Ferrari and this, and I really appreciate that. So, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, it's all good. Wizard will slap this back together, and somebody else will have a great project, and I'll be much poorer. I have like 30 grand into this thing, Wizard. I'm an idiot.